This is the perfect RIA, in case you didn't know. Bringing you all the strategies to help your business grow. Are you happy? Are you satisfied? Are you hanging on the edge of your seat? Sit back and listen in while you feel the beat, yeah. Another myth bites the dust.
Hello, TPR Nation, and welcome to another episode of Follow Up Friday. I'm your Follow Up Friday host, Matthew Jarvis, co-founder of The Perfect RIA and financial advisor extraordinaire, if I don't say so myself. And on this episode, as with every Friday episode, want to walk you through the action items, go a little bit deeper on those things that will make a big difference in your practice. Exciting announcement. In just a few weeks, Follow Up Friday will be taken over. We will have a new host, our very own Amber, who has been with the Perfect RIA almost from day one. Amber was actually our first hire with the Perfect RIA, and she is going to be running Follow Up Friday. So you will get a reprieve from the Jarvis voice, and you'll get to hear the much lovelier Amber voice, which will be exciting. In this week's Monday episode, Micah and I talked about how you get tax returns from clients. We all by now understand the importance, the value of having client tax returns, but advisors say, hey, how do I actually go about getting those returns, especially if I haven't gotten returns in the past? And the answer, as I'm sure you're already expecting, is to deliver massive value. Now, I have to confess, I'm grinning a little bit here. There has now been, the whole industry is talking about delivering massive value, either using those phrases directly, using strange alternatives like deliver deep value, which just sounds weird for some reason, or my favorite is mocking the Perfect RIA and doing things like delivering massive fees and things like that. But whatever the case is, I love that the entire industry is focusing on delivering massive value. And here's how this relates to tax returns. If you want clients to give you their tax returns, which is something that's painful for them, it's a hassle, they don't necessarily understand why you need it, you need to lead with, drumroll please, massive value. Mr. and Mrs. Client, by providing us a copy of your tax return, we are going to do a 37-point accuracy check to make sure that all the information we have matches the information that got reported on your tax return. Now, for compliance reasons, I would add that this is not by means a guarantee. It does not mean we are tax professionals. It's simply meaning that we are reconciling the information we have about you with the information you reported to the IRS to prevent or help reduce any errors. This is when you could share errors that you have caught. If you haven't caught errors, this is when you can share errors that other advisors you work with have caught. I shared earlier this year that we caught an $800,000 mistake on a client's tax return. Stephen at Retirement Tax Services has a laundry list, a $16,000 mistake because a rollover was reported incorrectly. We see endless capital gains not being reported correctly. We see QCDs being missed. So there's all sorts of things that can be caught. Even here's one for you. I even saw a client's tax return where the tax preparer had reported his profession incorrectly. Now you might think, why would that matter what his profession says? Well, why it mattered is the accountant had put in that he was retired, and that's partially true. He was kind of semi-retired. This client is age 72, but he's still working on his business, and so he's still generating business losses. So the issue here, by marking retired and still claiming business losses, at some point, if the IRS ever looked at his return, and this client's been audited twice in the past, so he's got a good chance of getting it a third time, they would say, how can you be retired and claiming business losses? So we had the CPA go back and fix that for all future filings. So for your clients, you want to explain to them when we get your tax return, we do a 37-point accuracy check. This also helps us know things like Roth conversions and how much you should be withholding for taxes, how much you can contribute to retirement accounts, et cetera. Now, you might be saying to yourself, where do I find this 37-point checklist? Great news. Of course, you knew this was coming. The 37-point checklist is available to Perfect RIA members as well as members of Retirement Tax Services. And if you are not yet a member of Retirement Tax Services led by Stephen Jarvis, CPA, go to retirementtaxservices.com/welcome and join his power session that happened this week. It'll be broadcast again on Monday. And you can get a copy of that 37-point checklist. So I suppose that is action item number one. Action item number two is to ask your clients for their tax return on every occasion. So if we do not have a client's tax return, when they are scheduling for meetings, we're reminding them, please bring in your tax return. When we're giving them a confirmation phone call for their meeting, hey, please bring in your tax return. After the meeting, if they did not bring their tax return, calling's follow-up is, hey, would you please send me a copy of your tax return? That way, this becomes a habit. It will take you some time, and there will always be some holdout clients, but by asking for it again and again, that is delivering massive value. Action item number 3, make sure that you have a blueprint or a process for delivering massive value when you receive the tax returns. So we talked about that 37-point checklist. This needs to be part of a process, because if the client sends you their tax return and you sit on it and you don't respond to it and you forget about it, they're going to think, why did I waste my time sending my advisor my tax return when they didn't do anything with it? So that process could look like, as soon as you get the tax return, thank the client for sending it in and let them know by when you'll do this 37-point checklist. Does not have to be tomorrow. It could be weeks from now. It could be months from now, but you just need to let them know. We received your tax return. We'll be doing our analysis in May, whenever that case is, and we'll let you know the result of our 37-point checklist. Or you'll say, hey, we're going to review your tax return, and during our next meeting, we'll review any action items that we found. So you need to have a blueprint for that. Just kind of willy-nilly it will not count. So there you have it. Get a tax return from EverClient. Deliver massive value on tax planning from day one. Visit retirementtaxservices.com/welcome to sign up for a rebroadcast of their power session, which will air on May 2nd, so that you can get a copy of that 37-point checklist. And until next time, happy planning.
Hold on before we go. Something that you need to know. This isn't tax, legal, or investment advice. That isn't our intent. Information designed to change lives. Financial planning can make you thrive. Start today, don't think twice. Be a better husband, father, mother, and wife. The perfect RIA, the perfect RIA.